Page 48, rocket testing. This looks kind of challenging, and yet it kind of looks fun. No, let's find out which it is. I don't know. Introducing a new word for you, a new term for tempo or speed. That's animato. Again, it's Italian, and it means animated. When you can guess what that means, it means you move along pretty good. We'll get to that later. Right now, let's look this over. It's about 2 pages long. Treble and bass clef. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We're in the key of C major. Make sure you go do my scale video on C major, 1 octave up and down, and make sure you're doing the trill exercise. That's the important part of that. The 4/4 time signature, and the 8th notes, quarter notes, and triplets. Oh, goody. So take it one hand at a time. Make sure we know what the hands are doing. Right hand is here to start. And 1 and 2 and 1, 2. And during the rest, you come up here. That's 1 and 2 and the half note that has an LH under it, that's left hand. That means the left hand is going to play that note. So all the right hand is doing is this triplet. 1 and 2 and next measure, you come up here. 1 and on the C. See, these are just broken chords. And you learn to recognize these chords in the music when you see it. It makes reading the music so much easier. And then go back down second line. You do that again. Now on the third line, you're down here. And at top page 43, you're down here. And then a 2 on. And then the end of the first line of page 49, you're here, and then they want you here. Well, if you can, scrunch up a little bit in your second finger on the F, not 4. This way you're in position. Because here you gotta, and you can get away with it here because it's in of a phrase. I would prefer to connect this myself because it kind of leads into it. This leads into here. And when it leads into it, I prefer to connect it. So I would do a 5 and then a 2, and that way I can connect it more easily. And you do some more of what you've already done. Now the last line down there, you have to follow the LH-RH thing. And the RH you got here on beat 2, 2 and a. Then the left hand plays, and then the right hand is up here. Same notes, but it's way up here. Left hand, let's see what's going on here. You hear? That's not bad. And then here, just crunch up a little bit. Now you can, if you want, just use second finger on that C if it'll help you. Because you're going to be in this position for the chord. So you don't have to use thumb. There's no reason to use thumb there if you're not going to need it. I would use second finger. And then third measure, 1 and 1 and then the here. And here the kicker is going from the third measure to the fourth measure. The left hand plays here and immediately here. It's like, well, you're just lifting up and moving. There's no rest. You just have to lift up and move. You're cutting that a little bit short, so you got time to move. Don't cut it real short. It's a half note. Try and hold it out. But you got to lift up and move. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then come back down. And do it again. In the third line, you're here. Thumb is all right here because you got to come down here. Stay up there. Top of page 47, just come down 1 note, G. And what, second finger? Well, I'm here. I'm going to use thumb here because I can reach it more easily. And then I can scratch up and use 4 here. Here. I want to connect those notes, all of them. So starting with second measure here, and then thumb, 4, and here. It's a little easier for me. And you're back doing what you were doing before. Now on the last line down there, the left hand plays the first triplet here, 1 and then up here, and then the last note is that C. Put the hands together. Well, 1 and 2 and 1 and. It should sound like one hand played all of those. So try and make them sound the same. Now on the last line there on page 49, the triplets. It's 1 and 2 and get it over here, ready to go. So they're all even all the way up. So as one hand is playing, the other hand is getting into position. Now over here on page 49, when you're finishing these triplets, like in the second, third line, you're up here. This right hand, while you're playing that, go ahead and get your right hand where it needs to go. Have it ready to go. So all you have to think about is getting the left hand where it goes. Because both hands are moving, because at the end of the second line, you're here. So as you're playing that, get the right hand back down here where it goes and get ready to go, so you're just ready. As you get the same thing on page 46, you know, it's moving one hand at a time again thing. Once you have the notes and fingering and all that worked out, then go back through and get rid of any hesitations anywhere. It has to be a steady beat. And we think about the articulation, which they don't give you a whole lot. You get a few slurs over the triplet. I suggest you go ahead and pretty much connect everything as best you can. You can't connect these. That's fine. A little silence in between is okay, but think about the phrases, if you can figure out what they are. And in my mind, there are two major phrases, like a statement and reply. Here, statement, reply. And I would go ahead and lift up between each of these. You have to, because you got to move here. So it's like taking a breath. And then come a statement, and then again. It's almost like two measure phrases are what we're doing, except when you get the triplets, it's like each measure is separate. You got to lift up. So really the articulation is kind of built in for you. Now at the end of the first line on page 49 here, I would connect this to this. You can lift up in the left hand if you have to, but connect the right. Connect that. Here, don't lift up. No, that's not a place to take a breath. Connect that. Then the dynamics. Well, loud and chords is going to be both hands here. Forte is. Then you have the hairpins. You're going to go up to that last. That note's going to be very loud here. You're going to go up to loud here. The loud, you get the idea, I hope. Now the third line, you come down to moderately soft. Both hands. At the top of page 49, go up a little bit to moderately loud. Crescendo there on the last two measures of the first line on page 49, you're going to go back up to loud. Don't get loud until the last measure here. Here, that's loud. So, moderately loud, loud. And then back to loud. There's a retardando there too, where you can slow down. And a fermata, so you just hang on to the F, however long you think that is. If I do it with a metronome, I'll hold that half note 4 counts instead of 2, and then you just go on. But connect it. At the end, you're starting that moderately loud, the last line. And then you're going to go up to very loud. Fortissimo is very loud. I guess that's the rocket's done something wonderful, I guess. I'm not sure. Then the speed. Well, animato. This is where it has to be accurate. So find the hardest part in here, wherever that is. Probably that last line. How fast can you do that accurately? And that's going to be your animato. That's one way of doing it. You don't have to go that fast. You take it at your speed and whatever. And don't forget the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Feel those. Let's do this together very slowly and check all the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to play everything about the same. We're just checking notes and rhythms. We're not performing it. That fermata, the half note, I'm going to hold 4 counts to stay with the metronome. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's just go real slow. 1, 2, ready, and go, and 1, and. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 and 1 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Go on. 2, 3, 4. 4, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 4. 2, 3, 4. Off.